We live in a world where everyone's chasing something: attention, validation, someone to finally choose them. But here's the brutal truth. Chasing love rarely gets you love. It gets you confusion, it gets you mixed signals, it gets you breadcrumbed, ghosted and stuck, wondering why you're not enough. Real love, you don't chase it, you attract it. And the people who attract deep, meaningful love, they move differently. They stop auditioning for connection. They stop trying to earn affection. They stop bending themselves into versions they think someone might want. And instead, they become magnetic. This video is not about playing games. It's not about pretending to be hard to get. It's about real alignment. How you shift your energy, your self-worth, and your emotional presence so that love naturally flows toward you, not away from you. If you've ever found yourself asking, why do I always attract the wrong people? Why do I feel like I give more than I get? Why does love feel like a game I'm losing? Then this video is for you. Let's talk about how to stop chasing and start becoming. Part 1. Become emotionally available to yourself first. You want to attract love. But here's the question no one's asking you. Are you emotionally available to yourself? We talk so much about wanting a partner who listens, who understands, who holds space for us. But most of us don't even do that for ourselves. We ignore our own needs. We gaslight our own emotions. We abandon ourselves the second we feel uncomfortable, lonely, or not good enough. And then we wonder why we keep attracting people who do the same. The truth is, you attract on the level of your own emotional availability. If you're constantly looking outward for someone to soothe you, validate you, or rescue you from your own emptiness, then you're not attracting from a place of wholeness. You're attracting from a wound. And wounds don't pull in love. They pull in confusion, hot and cold energy. People who mirror your own self-abandonment. You can't build a healthy connection with someone else if you're not even connected to you. It starts with the little things like actually checking in with how you feel instead of numbing out, sitting with your discomfort instead of running from it, letting yourself feel sadness or fear or uncertainty without labeling it as weakness. You have to stop outsourcing your emotional regulation. Your peace can't depend on how fast they text back. Your self-worth can't collapse every time someone pulls away. That's not love. That's codependency, dressed in longing. And look, it's not your fault if you were never taught this. Most of us weren't. We were taught to suppress, to people please, to earn love by being easy, chill, undemanding. But that training turns into a pattern, and the pattern is this. Anytime someone pulls back, you blame yourself. You turn on yourself. You make it your job to fix the distance, to close the gap, to prove you're worthy of being chosen. But love doesn't work like that. You can't keep abandoning yourself just to avoid being abandoned by someone else. You can't betray your own boundaries just to feel wanted. That's not love, it's survival. Being emotionally available to yourself means showing up for you first. It means listening when your body says, I'm tired, or I don't feel safe here. It means choosing your peace over a connection that costs your dignity. It means learning to sit with your own pain without needing someone else to fix it for you. And the wild thing is, the moment you start doing that, truly being with yourself through your emotions, you stop attracting people who run from theirs. You stop tolerating hot and cold dynamics. You stop begging for crumbs because you're no longer starving for validation. You've already given yourself the love you used to chase. And that's what makes you magnetic. Because when you're emotionally available to you, you no longer attract from desperation. You attract from wholeness. You attract from clarity. And you can actually recognize real, grounded love when it shows up, because it finally feels familiar. You've already built it inside. Part 2. Start performing. Start aligning. Most people aren't dating as themselves. They're dating as a performance, a curated version. The cool one, the low-maintenance one. The one who doesn't need much, doesn't ask for too much, doesn't feel too deeply, all in the hope that someone will choose them. Stay, not leave. But here's the catch: if you're pretending to be someone you're not, just to get love, then the love you get won't actually be for you. It'll be for the mask you're wearing. And the worst part, keeping that mask on is exhausting. The root of that performance is fear. Fear that who you really are is too much, or not enough. That if you showed your truth, your needs, your wounds, your dreams, you'd scare them away. So you shapeshift, you tone yourself down, You laugh at things that don't feel funny, agree with things you don't believe in, say it's fine when it's really not. But alignment is the opposite of all that. Alignment means you stop performing. You stop trying to be chosen and start choosing yourself. You speak how you actually speak. You ask for what you actually want. You say no when you mean no. You don't betray your intuition just to keep someone interested. And here's the wild part. The moment you do that, when you start showing up in full truth to, things happen. 1. Some people fall away. And that's okay, because they were never aligned with the real you. They were only ever vibing with your mask. And 2, you begin to attract people who are aligned. People who see you and still want to stay. People who don't love the watered-down version, but the full, complex, real thing. You don't need to be more likable. You need to be more you. Because love that requires you to shrink isn't love, it's approval. And approval is addictive, but it's not nourishing, it's just a hit. It fades the second you stop performing. Real love sticks, real love comes. When you're not auditioning for it anymore, when you don't need to beg, chase, prove, or play games, when you're willing to be misunderstood in order to stay authentic. When your peace matters more than their temporary validation, and yes, that kind of alignment can be lonely at first. You'll lose people. You'll walk away from half-loves and almosts. You'll say no to people who might have stayed if only you had kept pretending. But that's the cost of true love. Truth. If you want to be loved for who you really are, you have to actually be who you really are. Not a highlight reel. Not the version that's easiest to love, but the full thing, flaws, fire, softness, weird quirks, emotional depth, all of it. That's alignment, and it's scary. But it's also the most powerful filter you'll ever have. Because when you're aligned, you stop attracting people who want to use you, fix you, control you, or drain you. You start attracting people who resonate, who recognize, who rise with you, but only if you're brave enough to stop performing and stand in your truth. Part 3. Create space for love to find you. Most people say they want love, but if you look closely, they're filling every inch of their lives with noise, chaos, distractions, and people who aren't actually meant for them. And the truth is, love can't enter a space that's already full of things that don't serve you. If you're serious about attracting real love, you have to make space for it to land. That means letting go of the half connections. The people who breadcrumb you, confuse you, drain you. Not because you hate them, not because you want to be cold, but because you finally realize they're just keeping the seat warm for something that's never going to arrive. You don't attract love by holding on to almosts, you attract it. By clearing the space where it could grow, and that space, it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's energetic. It's what you allow into your head and heart every day. If you're constantly scrolling, constantly venting to friends about someone who won't commit, constantly replaying old pain, there's no stillness, there's no openness, there's no room for anything new, just repetition of what already hurts. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is nothing. To pause, to let there be silence. To sit in that weird empty space between the past and what's next. But that space is sacred. That space is where clarity lives. That's where your standards rise. That's where you start to feel your own energy again, instead of being tangled in someone else's. If love hasn't found you yet, ask yourself, are you actually available to receive it? Or are you just busy chasing ghosts, clinging to fantasies, or numbing out so you don't have to feel lonely? Because love often shows up when you stop trying to force it. When you stop pushing, when you stop obsessing over whether you're lovable, or enough, or doing everything right. Love doesn't bloom under pressure. It grows in peace, in presence, in patience. In the space where you stop performing and start being so clear the drawer, leave the table set for one more. Walk away from anything that isn't choosing you fully, not because it's easy, not because you're above it, but because you finally understand, if your hands are full of the wrong things, you'll never be able to catch the right thing, even when it's right in front of you. Make space, not just in your schedule, not just in your room, but in your soul. Let love come to a place that feels safe, open, and real. It doesn't have to be rushed, it doesn't have to be chased, but it does have to be welcomed. And that starts with clearing what no longer fits the version of you that's ready for love. Part 4. Attract through stillness, not scarcity. There's this quiet kind of power most people never learn to trust, and it's called stillness. But we're taught the opposite. We're told to chase, to stay busy, to text first, to fix, to prove, to post, to perform. We treat love like a job we might lose if we don't hustle hard enough. And that energy, it's scarcity. It's rooted in fear. It says, if I don't keep doing something, I'll lose everything. But attraction doesn't come from scarcity. It comes from stillness, from groundedness, from the kind of presence that says, I know my value. I don't need to beg for what's already mine. When you're constantly chasing love, trying to force it, checking your phone every 5 minutes, overthinking every word, your energy becomes frantic. People can feel that. Even if you're silent, it radiates. I need you to like me so I can feel okay. And that energy pushes the right kind of love away. Not because you're not worthy, but because real connection can't breathe in desperation. Stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing less from fear and more from trust. It's knowing when to pause, when to say, I've done my part. If this is aligned, it'll stay. If not, I don't have to chase it. And that pause, that's magnetic. That's rare. Because most people panic when things aren't moving fast. But stillness says, I'm not waiting. I'm preparing. I'm protecting my peace until the right energy meets it. The right person won't be drawn to your panic. They'll be drawn to your presence, your calm, your clarity, and they'll feel it, not in what you say, but in what you don't chase. In what you're willing to walk away from. In the way you hold space for your own life, instead of obsessing over who walks into it. Stillness creates room for discernment, too. You stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, do I even like this dynamic? Does this feel peaceful? Does this feel honest? That shift changes everything. Scarcity makes you settle. Stillness helps you choose. And yeah, the silence can be uncomfortable. When you stop reaching, it can feel like no one's coming, like nothing is happening. But don't confuse silence with failure. Sometimes that's the part where everything's aligning, where people are falling away because they're not meant for your next chapter. Where the noise is clearing so the right connection can actually find you. So let go of the urgency. Let go of the pressure to make something happen today. Stillness isn't passive, it's powerful. It's the kind of energy that says, I'm already full. I'm not waiting for someone to complete me. I'm allowing space for someone to meet me. You don't have to push. You don't have to prove. You don't have to hustle for the love that's meant for you. Stillness is the signal. And when you start living from that place, calm, grounded, unbothered, that's when love stops. Running from you and starts finding you. Part 5. Let love choose you too. You've done the work. You've stopped chasing. You've healed the parts of you that thought love only came through effort and proving and pain. But there's one last shift, and it's one most people never talk about. Let love choose you. 2, because so many of us carry this hidden belief that love is something we have to earn, that we're the ones who have to spot it, hold on to it, keep it alive, like if we let go for even a second, it'll disappear. But real love doesn't require force. Real love wants to stay. And that means you don't just pick someone based on how much you like them. You pay attention to how they show up for you. You let yourself be seen, not just seen as useful. You stop bending yourself into a shape that fits what they want and start noticing who naturally chooses your truth without needing you to shrink it. You are not here to audition for love. You're not here to convince someone of your worth. You are here to be met, to be chosen back. And that's what so many people forget. Love is not just about giving. It's about receiving, allowing, being okay. With letting someone care for you without needing to hustle for it, but receiving love can be uncomfortable when you've spent your whole life trying to earn it. It can feel foreign to be held without. Proving yourself. It can feel safer to chase unavailable people because if they never fully choose you, you never have to face the fear of what it would mean if they did. You get to stay in the familiar loop of almost love, but that loop will starve you. Let love in. Let it choose you without struggle. Let it show up without games. Let it feel calm instead of chaotic. Let it be mutual. And if it's not, let it go, not out of bitterness, not out of pride, but out of respect for the version of you that no longer begs to be picked. The energy that changes your life isn't, I hope they like me. It's, I hope they're aligned with the version of love I now believe I deserve. That's the shift. That's the whole point. When you stop chasing, when you stop performing, when you create space and sit in stillness, love will come. But the final piece is this: you have to be brave enough to let it choose you back. To stand still and be worthy without trying. Because the healthiest love doesn't ask you to work for it, it meets you where you are. And it says, I see you, I choose you, just like this. Let it